So welcome back to my channel. This is Gamer Dom and another top 5. So we've looked at the top 5 light and sneaky tanks at tier 6. We've looked at the top 5 heavy damage dealing heavies and tank destroyers at tier 6. So let's round it out with the top heavy damage dealing, easy for me to say, medium tanks at tier 6. So as before, we'll first of all look at the top 5 in reverse order, starting at number 5 going up to number 1. Then there'll be a bit of gameplay showing somebody playing the number 1 damage dealer, and then we'll look at the bottom 3. Now actually we are well stocked with tier 6 medium tanks. According to VBAddict, which is where the stats all come from, there are 24 premium and non-premium tier 6 medium tanks in the game. So it's probably one of the biggest categories, and I'm a little surprised with a couple of them, mostly not. But anyway, let's go and have a look. So at 5th place, according to VBAddict, for the last 30 days, playing on all the servers, Cromwell B comes in. Yeah, the Cromwell B. Now, I thought this would be higher. I thought in terms of damage dealing, the number of players that play the Cromwell B and play it really, really well, that it would be higher than this. But I guess thinking about it logically, it's probably because they're so freely available that that sort of counteracts. So you've got the good players playing them and doing really, really well in them, and not so good players doing not so well in them, and that balances things out. But then that's the same in all mediums. I don't know why it is, but anyway, it's in number 5. And interestingly, the regular Cromwell, which everyone rates as being just as good as this, if not, well, there's an argument about which one's better, but the regular Cromwell comes in at 16th place, some 10 slots behind us. So the Cromwell B, 31,870 games according to VBAddict in the last 30 days, and an average of 635.71 damage per game, which is not bad at all. So at number 4, we're going off to Sweden to look at this premium tier 6 Swedish tank. This is the Strv M4A3E8 Alt A2 Steve 42 as I like to call it. This is auto-loading medium tank, really nice little premium. Love this, one of my favourite tanks. I haven't played it for a long time, really must get it back out after having done this done this chart. So this comes in at 4, as I say, 21,535 games and an average of 650.54 damage per game, which is pretty darn good. So another surprise package for me, at least in this top 5, was the Polish Pudel coming in here at number 3. I wasn't expecting it to be so high, but I know that people who absolutely swear by this tank. But it's, you know, it's a low alpha gun, good penetration, so I guess that's where it wins out. But yeah, I'm a little surprised it's that high in the charts. I like it; it's a nice little tank, but my win rate isn't fantastic. But interestingly, I'm just below the average in terms of average damage, so I'm managing 631. According to VBAddict, 651.66 is the average on the servers over 15,478 games. Wow. So yeah, there you go, the Pudel, number 3. So if I'm honest, I thought the Rudy would come in at number 1, but it doesn't. This is number 2 in the chart. Basically, it's a T34-85 with added dog appeal is really what we're looking at here. Really nice premium tank, obviously Russian, although Polish extraction, shall we say. 18,087 games, 661.52 average damage per game in the last 30 days, which is pretty reasonable indeed. And I'd just like to report that actually I out-average it, 842 for me over 281 games. So yeah, I feel a bit good about that. So the Rudy is number 2. So filling out a whole top 5 of premium only tier 6 medium tanks. Yep, all 5 in the top 6 sorry, all 5 in the top 6. All 5 in the top 5 are premium tanks. In fact, you have to go down to number 10 to find the first non-premium tank at tier 6 as a medium, and that's the Skoda T25. So top of the pile, T3485M. This thing was as rare as hen's teeth for a long time because it was very seldom sold. It's basically an up-armoured version of the T3485 and the Rudy. Russian tier 6 medium, has a bit of armour on it, but otherwise it's pretty much the same. It's interesting because it was always a tank that very good players got their hands on and swore by it. They loved it. They thought it was a fantastic tank. But it was very rarely sold. And then there was a mission done some time ago, and there's masses of them out there now, masses and masses, because it was a pretty easy mission to get the tank out of, and as a result there are a lot out there. So 165,904 games were registered by VBAddict in the last 30 days, with an average damage rate of 665.99. So you've got T3485M at number 1, T3485 Rudy at 2. So where is the regular T3485? I shall tell you. It's at 15, just one place above the regular Cromwell, with only 481.56 damage. So the premiums win it, that is for sure. If you want to do well as a tier 6 medium tank, it appears premium is your way to go. What a shame. Anyway, let's go and see somebody taking the T3485M and knocking the hell out of the enemy team in it. Okay, so enough numbers, let's look at this thing in action. This is Nick 1500, who is in a tier 8 matchup, Erlenberg, and he's defending in an assault mode, and he looks like he's only got enough cash to put half his camo on, so his turret doesn't have it. Yeah, thank you for showing that off. Right, he's platooned up with another T3485M, and they're going to head over to the 8-9 line and see what mayhem they can cause. Now, I've talked about this before I switched off assaults. I've just recently put them back on again, because just for a bit of variety, but I firmly believe that if you're defending, you defend this side of the river, so the 7-8-9-0 line, and you hold everything you possibly can there, because the enemy have got to cross the river. They've got to get across, and if you're defending this side, then it's really hard for them to do that. They've got to fight their way through. So anyway, he has whizzed over here, hasn't bothered taking a shot, spotted that VK over there. His platoon buddy is engaging a Scorpion G, which is a little bit of an unfair fight. So one of the things about this tank, when it was first sort of mass available, so there was a mission where it was pretty darn easy to get this tank, which is why suddenly it went from being, you know, kind of a very rare thing to being one of the most common tanks on the server as a premium. And sorry, just watching him work over that Scorpion. It's a platoon work here. See, this buddy is pushing in one side, he's pushing the other, well, he's firing the other side, and come on, that Scorpion's about to go. Come on, yeah, there he goes. Good job. So his buddy there in the other one took down that very, very dangerous premium tier 8 German tank. So yeah, I think when people first got this tank, they assumed that it had, it's got a bit of armour, hasn't it? So you can play it like a heavy. They soon found out that is not the way to play this tank. You play it like a regular medium, and just hope that occasionally the armour will do something for you against other mediums or light tanks. If you're getting blasted by TDs and heavy tanks, like that VK just shot him to prove a point, the armour is not going to hold you in good stead. So you've got to be really careful. Really careful. Maybe 3 there. With that kind of angling, it was hoping to get a good shot into him. But he can hit that VK 3002D, it's inflation. And his team are backing him up. He's in a very advanced position, so advanced he's just been slapped by the artillery. Yeah, bottom tier medium will scare the bejesus out of the artillery. And you know, he hasn't done a huge amount so far. He's got 500 assistance, but what he's doing is the right thing. He's holding up all these enemy tanks. They've got less time on this encounter mode. It's 10 minutes. Sorry, assault mode. It's 10 minutes. That's all they have to capture, whereas most games are 15. So you've got 5 less minutes, and you've got to either kill all the enemy tanks or get into the cap. And the longer you can hold them here in this kind of engagement at distance, the better the chance you have that they will never get across. And it looks like the enemy have committed very heavily this side. There's not an awful lot on the other flank, judging by what the Tiger and the Dickermax encountered. There's it there, he takes down the M6, that's his first actual kill, but 1600 damage. Working over KV2, did he get him? No, missed him. He's still there, I bet. If he is, we haven't seen him. Oh, he did get him, there you go. That was a delayed reaction. There's a VK3601H, which is a sorry excuse for a heavy, and he's just parked up and firing at him. Watch out, there's still arty, mate, so be careful. So, blocks a shot from the 3002D. God bloody hell, all these numbers. You know I'm number dyslexic. So he has taken down. No, he didn't take down the VK, so he's now got his eyes on that Hummel, bit of Revengi. Oh, lovely shot. And Amarex the Hummel into oblivion at the same time. And this has been a cakewalk. The team did the right thing, they all pushed down this line, all backed each other up, and he's had a monster game. 2,300 damage, hasn't fired a single round of gold, even though he's bottom tier. This little T3485 is a really, really good tank. Now he's going to have a bit of problem against that. Look at him looking for a place where he can pen KV4, using the mechanics of the game there to see where he can get a shot in. Still couldn't. Any kind of angling on that T3485, sorry, KV4, meant that he had no chance of penning, but he did get one into him at least. So off to do the cleaning up on aisle number 3. There's a Tiger 1 up there. There's a historic matchup almost. No, not going to go through the turret like that. You get assistance damage though, which is nice. I wonder if he runs coated optics. It's possible. Track? No. That's better. Now you got him. Now that Tiger is toast. Tiger on oh, he set another one on fire. His ammo at 1. He's now burning the Tiger. Burning, burning bright. Tiger in the night. Bounced the shot in the middle of that from a T20. That's the sort of thing you can bounce in this. The armour's good enough for blocking light tanks like that. Where's the Su-100 looking? Oh, it doesn't matter where the Su-100's looking. Scorpion G came around the corner and ammo racked him. Wow. Yeah, alright, never mind. So we're chasing down the light tank. And that's why I like this tank. I love all the T34 variants, I really do. Whoa. Scorpion G was tracked and spun round. But that's not going to stop our hero. There's a Super Pershing out there, that might stop our hero. He's going balls deep for this guy. Auto locked on. Can he finish him up? No. Oh, I thought he'd finished him. 50 health? No. Destined not to get the kill, but 3,600 damage so far. And he's off after this Super Pershing. There's the last tank left remaining on the enemy team. And he's just going to be... It's a question of how much damage he can get before he's killed, really. Round the side. Missed the shot. Should have taken a little bit more time with that one. Come on, that's better. One up the Jack-C. Another one up the Jack-C. Another one up the Jack-C. But it can't get the kill. But still, cracking game. And that's what the T3485M does for you. Mobility with a bit of armour. So cracking game from Nick, really, really good. Aced it, of course he did with that. He got Spotter, Bruiser, Arsonist, Demolition Expert, Fire for Effect and High Caliber. Surprised he didn't get Confederate there, but anyway. 4,709 damage and 3 kills. Wowza. That is a huge amount of damage for it. And it was bottom tier, remember guys. Bottom tier. 1937 base XP. 36 shots, 32 of them hit, 22 penetrated, and not a single premium shell used. And you know what, when I was looking for a game to feature, I found so many high damage games in this tank, but pretty much every one of them spammed gold. And yet this guy, and there were a few others, and one I was going to show you instead of this one, which was also a massive amount of damage, didn't need to fire any gold. It's got that kind of gun, it's got that kind of mobility that if you use your tank cannily and get round flanks, you can do it. Now admittedly in a city or something you're going to struggle, but you know, you don't need to. This is good enough gun. 85mm on this gun is very, very pokey. He took 4 hits himself, 2 of which penned, 2 of which bounced, and 1426 assistance damage, which also boosted his score considerably. 103,479 credits. That's the sort of amount you'd be pleased in a tier 8 premium tank, and this is a tier 6. 94,000 profit after shell costs. Wow, 95,317 is a massive amount. And he was also obviously running some kind of bonus booster there, so he made 5,318 experience for his crew. So that's the T3485M. Statistically the highest damage dealer of any tier 6 medium tank on the servers at the moment. Driven for us here by Nick1500. Cheers for that game, thanks for loading up to WoT Replays. So you've seen the best, let's look at the rest. So now it's on to the gotta try harder brigade, so the bottom 3 damage dealers at tier 6 according to VBAddict. So here's the A43, the Russian medium tank, and I'm a little bit surprised it's so low down the charts, because I know that a lot of people love this tank and swear by it. I mainly swore at it, if I'm absolutely honest. It's an odd looking vehicle. Comes with 2 varieties of guns that are both perfectly practical. We've got the 57, which has a rapid rate of fire, easy for me to say, but not much alpha, but reasonable penetration, or a 76mm, which is much slower rate of fire, but does have slightly better penetration and much better damage. So but whichever gun you go for, it does languish down at 22nd place out of 24 in the top 6. In the top 6, that wouldn't make sense in the charts for the biggest damage dealers at the tier. So 23,533 games over the last 30 days, averaging 449.38 damage per game. So in at bottom but one, if that's a term, 23rd place out of 24, second from bottom. This will upset Shoot and Scoot. Don't look, mate, please don't look. His beloved VK3001D comes in, but second from bottom for damage dealt. And I'm a little surprised, because actually I think this is a pretty good little tank. I'm a recent convert to it, so you know, I'm quite into this little thing. But it does, according to the stats don't lie, 25,852 games, only managing a 430 average damage per game. I'd like to say I got 642 out of mine, but I have only played about 14 games, so a little early to judge that. But VBAddicts can't lie, because the stats are the stats. So this comes in second from bottom. So coming in bottom of the pile, 24th out of 24 for damage dealt across tier 6 mediums, comes the American tier 6 medium, the Easy 8, the M4A3E8 Sherman. I was a little surprised that this low down in the charts, very surprised, but just again, stats don't lie. It's 29,399 games over the last 30 days, and it's managing a measly 409.69 just gone up. Damage per game, which is a massive 260 less than the T34-85M. So yeah, this thing is lackluster, and a real shame really, because I quite enjoyed it when I was there, but I never kept it, so obviously I didn't enjoy it that much. And actually, interestingly, the new premium that was launched, the Loza Sherman, which is based on the same vehicle, is also just above this bottom three at 21st place. So clearly, and the Fury is not much further above, so clearly these Shermans and the Jumbo not far above that. So yeah, you look at the charts, you've got 18th place the Fury, 20th place the Jumbo, 21st place the Loza, and bottom 24th place the Easy 8. So they all come in very low down the pile. And clearly they are not competitive, so if I was a betting man, they may well get some kind of boost at some point, but then they're American, and so they lose out on the Russian theme. This thing does come with a boomstick, so you could fire the 105mm derp cannon, and I know quite a lot of people like using that, or of course the 76, which is more traditional gun on this tank. But whatever you choose to use, it seems like you're going to be relegated to the bottom of the pile, I'm afraid. So there you go. That is your top 5 plus bottom 3 top damage dealers at tier 6 in mediums, according to VBAddict over the last 30 days. Fascinating. Very interesting to see so many premiums dominating this chart. And I was a little surprised by that myself, but whatever, that's what it is. So I hope you found it interesting and useful, and if you did, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. I'll be back with another top 5 at some point fairly soon. In the meantime, enjoy your games, have fun, try not to take it too seriously, and I'll see you again soon. This is Gamer Dom, signing out.